Today we'll be taking a look at a lot of new topics involving Brock Lesnar, some new theories going around for Roman Reigns, some Charlotte Flair news, and much more. Let's start things off with the original beginning of the Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair feud for Survivor Series. This time of the year is a bit weird for WWE champions because not only do you have to focus on the number one contender for your respective brand, you also need to have a story going on with your Survivor Series opponents as well. So that's what's happening right now with our women's champions. Becky Lynch is dealing with her new number one contender, Liv Morgan. Charlotte is still dealing with Sasha Banks as her top contender, but they'll have to put that all to the side to face off each other at Survivor Series. So this week's SmackDown contained a promo from Charlotte Flair that was solely focused on Becky Lynch. If you also paid attention to commentary, it appears that WWE is now acknowledging the awkward title exchange segment and the backstage argument between the two of them from a few weeks ago. And this was something that was briefly discussed after that entire situation happened. We talked about how it may be a blessing in disguise because WWE can now use that real-life situation and flip it into a narrative for their Survivor Series match, and it appears that's exactly what they're doing now. They're using that situation to make the match feel more personal and make it seem like they really don't like each other. Charlotte's promo had a lot of shots towards Becky Lynch, but it was a line from Charlotte about how Becky wasn't natural that caught Becky's attention. She took to Twitter to respond to that line from Charlotte and had this to say, quote, "Ha, did Charlotte just say there's nothing natural about me? That's brilliant." End quote. If you know the backstory behind that line, then you know just how much weight that tweet from Becky has. It was reported years ago that things between Becky and Charlotte got a bit weird after Becky used the word plastic during an exchange with Charlotte. And now, Becky is basically implying those same comments, but in a slightly different fashion this time around. Some fans discussed the idea that Becky even referencing and implying things about Charlotte's appearance may be a bit too far and be stepping over the line. But other fans said, hey, it's a storyline. Maybe they discussed it. Maybe they're both cool with it, to just make it seem more personal. So Charlotte said her part on SmackDown. Becky did respond on Twitter, but we're to assume that Becky will also say her piece on Charlotte during Raw. So it's a nice little detail there that they're acknowledging some of the things that have been said about Becky and Charlotte. And it should help to make this match seem even heavier than just being an ordinary champion versus champion match. Let's get into everything Brock Lesnar related, from his sister storyline to his next confirmed WWE appearance. Let's start things off with the sister storyline. What's that all about? Well, WWE Hall of Fame member and WWE legend Beth Phoenix took to Twitter to drop an interesting fun fact that nobody previously knew about. Beth revealed that back in her very early days of being in WWE, back when she was nothing more than an ordinary WWE extra, she had pitched a full detailed storyline and idea as arriving as Brock Lesnar's official sister. Beth posted the fun fact alongside a picture of her and Brock, where you can really see the resemblance and see how she honestly could have passed as Brock Lesnar's sister. So it's interesting to know that she was all in on this storyline of being related to Brock. It'll be even better if Beth was to get into greater detail about some of the ideas she had for this storyline and how it would have worked. How would the reveal be handled? Was Brock gonna make the reveal? Paul Heyman, or maybe even someone else? In the universe of the storyline, did Brock even know that he had a sister out there? Or was it going to be one of those WWE surprise moments? It definitely sounds like a lot could have been done with that entire idea and concept, but unfortunately, it didn't go through. But speaking of Brock Lesnar, his next WWE appearance appears to be confirmed from LA's Staples Center. The Staples Center will be hosting SmackDown on December 10th. And to get even more attention on the show, the official Staples Center account revealed that Brock Lesnar intends to buy a ticket and be present for that show. WWE never confirmed that, but considering that it came from the official venues account, it seems to be pretty much confirmed. It looks like WWE will be taking Brock's story into that classic direction of suspended superstar who has the right to be at the show because they have a ticket. We've seen that situation countless amounts of times over the years, and it looks like that's what they'll be doing with Brock. Obviously, the chances are that Brock Lesnar will step over the barricade and get involved in the show in some fashion. Only question here is, if this appearance progresses the story with Roman, gets him unsuspended, or even extend his suspension. Either way, Brock Lesnar looks like he'll be at that December 10th show, and we'll have to see what direction his story will go in after that. We know that Adam Pearce now has a bodyguard, so will Brock's December appearance include some sort of interaction with Adam Pearce's new bodyguard? That's another possibility as well. The Bloodline is continuing to have a dominant reign on SmackDown, but now their family is even taking over NXT with Solo Sikoa. We talked about Solo Sikoa a few weeks ago when he first made his NXT debut. He is the younger brother of Jimmy and Jay that has been scratching and clawing to make it into WWE, and now he's finally here. The reason why he's back in the news is because Solo Sikoa did the Bloodline's We the Ones finger pose on the way to the back after his match on NXT. A lot of people are freaking out over this and trying to understand what he meant by doing this pose, because you have to remember Solo's story and character background and take that into consideration. Solo's family, which is Roman's same family, abandoned him and left him to fight on the streets and defend himself all alone. So even though WWE hasn't flat out acknowledged Solo's family background, it still sounds like there's a chance that this character is still related to the Bloodline. The family that he speaks of that abandoned him could very well be Roman and the Usos. So knowing the character's lone wolf background, it doesn't seem like he's on the best of terms with his cousin Roman and even his two brothers. So when he does the finger pose, some fans are reading it as him being sarcastic, as if he's saying that he's a part of the family, but he made it here without their help. That's why some fans feel like Solo won't smoothly just walk into the Bloodline's locker room. It's not going to be that easy. It would appear that Solo Sikoa will clash and confront his family members on leaving him behind and forgetting about him while they all had huge success in WWE. So that's one potential arc for Solo Sikoa on the main roster. We sorta saw that with Jimmy and how he wasn't going to fall in line for Roman, but Jimmy folded and went back on those words pretty quickly. So it'll be interesting to see Solo get a full arc with that concept and story. He made it this far on his own, so he sees no point in becoming a fourth option with the Bloodline. Doesn't seem like that will interest this lone wolf character at all. So a lot to look forward to there for this main roster run. But what are your thoughts on today's stories? Leave your comments below. Don't forget to subscribe with all notifications on, and leave a like if you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, guys.